Hi, my name is Sarah Miller, and I work for the Whatcom County Library System. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use Amara in order to create closed captions on your YouTube videos. So first, you're going to want to go to amara.org, and then once you're on Amara, you can make an account. I'm already logged into my account here, but once you are logged in, you can go to the Start Subtitling option. Then over on the left side of the screen here, you're going to go to Begin under Subtitle for Free on Amara Public. So I'll go ahead and click that. And then it's going to want you to add the video that you are wanting to caption. So you're going to go over here to the Add Videos button. I'm going to click that. And then here you can enter the URL for the video that you want to caption. So I have a video here from our YouTube page that I am going to caption today. So I'm going to just copy and paste the link for that YouTube video into this field here. And you're going to then select the language that's spoken in the video. So the language spoken in this video is English, and then I'll click Add to Amara Public. Great. Now, once that's been added, I'm going to go over to the right side of the screen here and click the Add Edit Subtitles option. So we're going to do that. And then it's going to want you to select the language that your subtitles are going to be in. My subtitles are also going to be in English, so I will go ahead and add that. And then it's going to bring you into the subtitle editor. Now, once you're subtitling, you can use the Tab key on your keyboard to stop and start the video. It's kind of a handy way to quickly stop and start things while you're typing. And if you need to skip back in the video, you can use the Shift and the Tab key, pushing both at the same time, and that will allow you to skip back. You might see over here on the left side of the screen, it actually has those keyboard controls laid out for you. So those are super helpful, a lot easier than just manually clicking play and pause with your mouse. So I'm going to go ahead and press Tab, and it's going to allow the video to begin to play.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County Library System.
Great. And then I push Tab again, which stopped the video. And if I wanted to skip back, again, that's just the Shift and the Tab key. So we'll go ahead and skip back a couple seconds here. All right, so I'm going to begin captioning. So to begin captioning, you're going to be typing in this field right here. So we're going to just listen to what she says and then type what she says.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County Library System.
All right, so every time a new speaker speaks in a video for the first time, or if there's a change in speakers, it's good practice to use a dash and a space at the beginning of your captions. It just indicates to someone who is hearing impaired that there is a change in speaker, that someone different is speaking than who was previously speaking. And since this is the beginning of the video and Emily is the first person to speak, I'm just going to use a dash and a space like so. And then I'll type what she says, but I need to go back and listen to it again because I've forgotten.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County.
Okay, hi, my name is Emily. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up is that it's good to split captions in sort of natural places. Anytime that someone says and, or if there's sort of like a natural breaking point in their speech, because is another good place to split a caption. Basically, you just sort of want to follow the natural pauses and rhythms of speech. So here, a kind of strange place to break it. Let's see if I can show an example of what an odd place to break the caption would be.
My name is Emily, and I'm a page with the
Okay. Let's say if I were going to break it right there. And let's even do this. Okay, this makes for sort of weird readability. Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County library system. Sort of just weird splits. So it's good to try and break your captions up in ways that makes it flow nicely and makes it super readable for the viewer. And also, just to clarify, the way that I'm breaking a caption here is I'll get to the end of where I want to finish typing, and then I'll just push enter, and that'll bring you into a new captioning group. So, hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County Library System. Let's do that. And then we'll just continue on here.
The Whatcom County Library System.
Okay, so now we have our first musical cue, our first atmospheric. So here we want to use an atmospheric to denote that music is playing. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to, in parentheses, put cheerful music, and that'll indicate that music is playing, and it'll also sort of help illustrate the type of music that's playing. So you can do atmospherics for basically any sound that you hear in a video that's something that is not being said by a speaker. So you could do bell rings, dog barks, upbeat music, basically anything that helps a viewer understand the context of a video better. So this is important, especially when someone is reacting to a sound. So for example, if a doorbell rings and then a speaker, goes to answer the door, it's important to do an atmospheric of, doorbell rings. But for background sounds like birds chirping, cars driving by, crowd chatter, those aren't things that you would need to caption because they're not very important to understanding what's happening in the video. And they would sort of just create messy, unnecessary clutter. But here, this is a very clear music atmospheric that it seems that the creators of the video, wanted to stand out. So we're going to go ahead and caption that.
Just like you, I am also a student, and
Okay, just like you, I am also a student.
all of my classes have been moved online.
Awesome. Another thing that I wanted to show real quick before going on is that it's good to try and keep captions to one line of text across the screen. As you can see, this is sort of a small window that we're working with. So if captions were to go much bigger, for example, let's say that we wanted to put everything she just said into one caption group. So now it's created 2 lines, and it's just getting a little bit full. You can see that the caption group is starting to kind of creep up to where her face is. It's best to try and keep your text to one line across the screen, just a little bit cleaner and easier to read. So I'm going to put this back to how it was, one line. And then I'm going to just keep captioning for a couple more seconds here.
Reference Center by now not having those in-person resources, and I know classes have been moved online. And I know not having those in-person resources can make learning a little bit difficult. But luckily for you, you can add.
Okay, we're just going to stop here and then move on to the next stage of editing. So let's pretend that I had finished the whole video. I had captioned everything that Emily had said. At this point, we are going to go to the next stage, which is the syncing stage. So I'm going to go over here to the right side of my screen in the upper right corner and click Save Draft. Very important when you're working in Amara is to save often because it's all web-based. So if you ever want to stop what you're doing and come back to a video later, you're definitely going to want to save your work. So then I'm going to go over here to the Yes, Start Syncing button. Click that, and it's going to take you to this running time bar. And basically what you're doing here is you're telling Amara where you want your captions to go in the video. And the way you do that is by using the up and down arrow keys on your keyboard. So the down arrow key is going to start a caption group, and the up arrow key is going to end it. You want to try and have your captions appear on the screen at about the same time that your speaker is speaking. So I'm going to do this with Emily here.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County Library System.
Okay, so here I tried to start the first caption right at the same time that she said, "Hi, my name is Emily." And because there was no break between these two caption groups here in the way that she was speaking, what I did is I pressed the down arrow key to start the "Hi, my name is Emily" caption. And I also pressed the down arrow key to start the "And I'm a page" caption. So that's just going to mean that these will flow cleanly one into the next. So we're just going to keep going here for a little bit more.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a page with the Whatcom County Library System.
Great. Now, here's an example of where I used the up arrow key to stop a caption. So this cheerful music caption, I didn't think it needed to be on the screen for the entire time that the music was playing. It only felt necessary for it to be there for a couple seconds. So I hit the down arrow key to start that caption, and I hit the up arrow key to end it. And now it will just appear and go away. Just like that. And I'm going to keep going here a little bit more, and we'll sync the rest of these captions.
Just like you,
So that was one where I missed hitting that caption at the time that she spoke. So again, you can just use the shift and the tab key to skip a few seconds back, and then it'll give you another run at it to do it again.
Just like you, I am also a student, and all of my classes have been moved online.
Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but I hit that "and all of my classes" very late after she said it. So let me go back and show you what that would look like.
Like you, I am also a student, and all of my classes have been moved online.
So it's not terrible, but I think it could be a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to actually redo that caption sync. And the way that I'm going to do that is by hitting the Control and Z key, which will allow me to basically undo my last action. So that can be used anytime you're captioning in Amara, and it's really useful when you're trying to get into a groove. So I'm just going to hit Control and Z, and boom, it's taking that caption away and going back to what I was doing before. So let's try and get that a little bit more clean.
Like you, I am also a student, and all of my classes have been moved online. And I know not having those in-person resources can make learning a little bit difficult. But luckily for you, you can...
Okay, and that's the end of the captions that we've done today. The other thing that I wanted to show you is if you're not happy with any of your syncs, you can adjust them manually using your mouse. So here I can click and drag my caption start time and end time around. So let's say that this caption was a little bit...
And I know not having those in-person...
Let's say that I wanted that a little bit later. I could just move it to the right, or a little bit earlier, I could move it to the left. So it's very easy to manipulate. The syncing does take a little bit of trial and error to get the hang of, but once you have the feel of it, it's definitely pretty easy to do. So let's say that I had done the syncing for all of my captions. Let's just finish up
And I know
here.
not having those in-person resources can make learning a little bit difficult. But luckily for you, you can access...
Okay, so then the last phase of the video editing, I'm going to save real quickly here, is to click Start Review. So once you've synced all of your captions, you can review them. And what you'll do here is you will watch the video one more time just to make sure that everything is spelled correctly, all of the timing is accurate with your captions, just to see if there's anything that you didn't catch previously that you need to fix. This is a good stage to do that in. And then finally, once you're done reviewing, you can hit the Publish button. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then your captions are available to download. So here you can go over to the right side of the screen, hit the download button, and then download them in whatever format you like. we've been using an SRT format for our YouTube videos, but you can download them in whatever format is best for you for your purposes. Okay, I'm going to do just one more video here just to show a couple other examples of the captioning work. So for this one, I'm going to be captioning this book review that a couple of teens in our library system did. So I'm going to go back to Amara Public Workspace over here. And just to clarify, I copied the YouTube link from this video. I'm going to hit the add video button again, input the URL, and then select my language to be English, and go ahead and add it to Amara. And then you're going to do add edit subtitles. We're going to add subtitles in English, and then hit add. So then we will begin captioning. And here we've got two speakers, so it kind of changes things up a little bit. So I'll show you a couple other things that will be pertinent to this video.
Hi there, I'm Natasha. And I'm Sarah.
Okay, so hi there, I'm Natasha and I'm Sarah. So I'm going to first do a dash and a space for Natasha's caption. Hi there, I'm Natasha.
I'm Natasha. And I'm Sarah.
Okay, and then for Sarah's, we're going to create a new caption group and also use a dash and a space because there was a change in speaker there. And then write, and I'm Sarah. So anytime that there's a change in speaker, there should be a new caption group created whenever possible. But sometimes people talk very close to each other and there's not really enough time for a whole new caption to appear. What that will mean is that the "and I'm Sarah" caption might flash on the screen really quickly, and it might not be on the screen long enough for viewers to actually read that and take that in. So what I would do in those cases is I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And what you can do is you can use the Shift and the Enter key, and then you can create some advanced caption breaking here. So what that did is it put my cursor underneath the "Hi there, I'm Natasha" line. And right under that, I'm just going to use a dash and then type "and I'm Sarah." So this means that both of their lines of speech are going to be in one caption group, which for cases where people are talking kind of close to each other can be super helpful. And I know I said previously, trying to keep things to one line of text across the screen. Whenever possible, that's really great to do. But sometimes it's just not an option. There's just too much being said in too short of a space. Here, I don't know if it's necessary to create two lines in one caption group. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it how I had it and then keep going a little bit more here.
And we're the teen interns at the Linden Public Library.
Okay, and we're the teen interns at the Linden Public Library.
Today we're going to be talking about a very large expanse of sea by Tahara Mafi.
Okay, I want to just make sure I have the name spelling right on Tahara Mafi. I can't quite see on the title of that book how it's spelled. The screen that I'm working on is a little bit small. So this would be a case where you would want to just do a quick Google search just to make sure that you are accurately spelling someone's name. So I'm just going to search for the author here. And it looks like this is the person that wrote A Very Large Expanse of Sea. Let's see. Yep, it looks like that is them. So I will go ahead and just copy and paste their name into the captioning group here. Go back to my Amara screen. Okay, A Very Large Expanse of Sea, and then go ahead and put in the author's name. Okay, we got another fun musical cue here. So in this, I would probably do something like upbeat electronic music or, energetic music. Really, there's no hard and fast rules when it comes to atmospherics, especially with music. just something that sort of describes the mood, the feeling of the music to someone who is not able to hear.
Shirin is a young Muslim girl.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that Sarah was the last one who was speaking. Let me just go back and double check.
Tahara Mafi.
Yep, she was. Okay, so here, even though there's been a bit of time that's passed, Sarah was still the last speaker. So I don't need to use a dash and a space at the beginning of this caption because Sarah was the person that was already speaking previously. So we'll just go a little bit farther and then move on to syncing.
Shirin is a young Muslim girl living in a post 9/11 world.
Okay.
Before 9/11, everyone just used to ignore. Before 9/11, everyone just used to ignore her, but now they threaten and harass her, and she ignore her, but now they threaten and harass her.
Okay, I think that's about good. So I will just go to hit save draft here at the top. And then I'm going to go to my syncing phase, and then we're going to sync up these captions.
Hi there, I'm Natasha. And I'm Sarah. And we're the teen interns at the Linden Public Library.
Ooh, so that was a little fast. I know that I said that I think that these could have been two separate caption groups, but I think now that I'm in the syncing phase and I can see how quickly that and where the teen interns line is going to flash across the screen, I am going to make these one combined caption group. So the way I would do that is, again, just to hit the shift and enter key. And I'm going to do it like this. And we're the teen interns. So then this caption that I'm no longer using, I am just going to delete by when I kind of hover over the caption group, there's this little tool that appears, and you can just go to the delete subtitle option. You'll also notice that there's insert subtitle above, which would create a subtitle space right above it here, but I'm going to delete that. There's also insert subtitle below, and then start note for current time. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that subtitle. Okay, and then I think I probably messed up my syncing by doing that, so we're going to have to run this back again.
I'm Natasha. And I'm Sarah. And we're the teen interns at the Linden Public Library. Today we're going to be talking...
Okay, yeah, so the syncing got a little off from those edits, so I'm just going to move the at the Linden Public Library caption back a little bit.
And we're the teen interns at the Linden Public Library. Today we're going to be talking about A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi.
Same thing with the music. I didn't feel like the atmospheric for the music needed to be on the screen the entire time the music was playing, so I'm stopping it just after a couple of seconds.
Shirin is a young Muslim girl living in a post 9/11 world. Before 9/11, everyone just used to ignore her, but now they threaten and harass her, and she just wishes that they threaten and harass her.
So again, if I had finished all of my captions on this video, I would sync to the end and I would save, and then I would review it, watching it a third time just to make sure there was nothing else that stood out to me in error. And then you hit the publish button. And boom, once again, your captions are available to download. Yeah, so those are basically the nuts and bolts of captioning in Amara. I highly recommend perusing through the captioning guideline document that I've included here and that I will also be shared with you. It's super helpful to just refer to, especially when it comes to some of those formatting questions. The other thing is that you could visit our WCLS Libraries YouTube page. And on this page, the vast majority of our videos have captions on them. So let's see, if you go to videos here, anything with a CC underneath it has captions. So if you're struggling and want some more examples to look at, especially in terms of formatting, I'd highly recommend going to these videos and just looking at how the captions are formatted on them. It can be really helpful as far as wondering how to format a specific piece of speech. Anyways, that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck with your captioning.